Okay, so yeah, I think I have given a bit of extensive introduction about me, my experience, and how we will be doing the training here. Um, so for the recording sake, welcome all for the data engineering training session. Um, so I will let all you guys introduce, and before that, I just want to talk about Pawan here. Pawan is my associate. He's my friend, and we have worked together last 10-15 years in various projects. He's technically very strong, and he has knowledge of all the data engineering, and he is currently working at another company. Um, but he is partnering with me. So he will be um, helping us with use cases, content, assignments, all that part. And then if you have any questions, you can reach out to me or him. We will be based on availability. So we can get together and discuss if you have any issues. We also have another person called Ishrat. She is my family, my brother's daughter. So she will be helping us facilitate the sessions. So any timings, issues, or schedules, she will also be helping us. She's also our, promotion partner kind of a thing, and she's also learning the data engineering with us. Uh, I'm not sure if she's joined yet, but yes, let's get started. I'll let you give you a few minutes to introduce yourself, and then we will get started with the introduction part today, and then we'll talk about how we will take this forward training. Is that all good? Any questions before we get started? We'll just do a round of introductions, and then we can talk about any questions you have. And then we will get into the introductions. Yeah, Ishrat is here. All right, guys, let's get started with Narasimha.
Yeah, hi. Good morning, everyone. So this is Narsimha. Uh, Currently, I have completed my master's from UMBC, and I don't have any experience. So I'm looking forward to get some good insights from you about all the data engineering and get the valuable information and learn more from your experience. Thank you.
Yeah, great, Narasimha. So, which skills do you have already? What are the skill sets
So,
from the perspective of any programming or databases?
yes, I'm well aware of Python, Java, and SQL. And I'm also good with AWS and Microsoft Azure.
Okay, good,
Yes.
nice. Yeah,
And with the front-end technologies like HTML, CSS.
okay, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of knowledge to start with. Nice. Thank you, Narasimha. Rahul?
Yeah. Hi, this is Rahul, and I've graduated from University of North Texas. So I've been graduated a long way back, but yeah, I have a 6 months experience in India with Accenture. I've been working as a .NET developer for the 6 months. I've not deployed in a project, but I have got some insights from the company and how those companies work and everything. So yeah, I have experiences with SQL as well as AWS because I have done certifications because that's a base level certifications, but I'm just planning to do another certification on AWS as well. And then I have a pretty good experiences with Python and Java as well as with Angular as well. So I was like pretty much focusing on front end, like the full stack developer as well as the data engineer for the past 8 months, 8 to probably a year actually. So yeah, so that's it from me. And
Awesome. Yeah, nice, Rahul. So you live in Dallas, right?
yes, I live in Dallas.
Okay. Narasimha, you are
Yeah,
in
I'm in Maryland, like Baltimore.
Maryland. Yes. Okay. So I think Anuruddh is also in Dallas, but I don't see him right now. That's fine. Um, okay. Let's get to Ramya. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi everyone. Yeah, this is Ramya. So I have 5+ years of experience on Java side. So I'm more interested to learn about the data engineering side. So yeah, I have worked on the Java and Angular and AWS. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Oh, nice. Okay, good. Nabi, Ramya also lives in
Hello,
US. Okay.
hello,
Yeah,
hello.
Nabi
Good
also.
morning.
Yeah.
My name is Nabi Inaganti. Currently, I'm working for Citibank here in Dallas. I'm into production support role for past 3 years, and um, I take care of user queries and user issues and problem solving. And I have 18 years of total IT experience, and I specialized in Java, Python, and a little bit on cloud computing and SQL, etc. Yeah, I'm excited this opportunity. Hope this will help me to grow in my career. So that's it from my side.
Thank you, Nabi. So Nabi deals with millions of dollars in the production support, all his issues, whatever he touched. Look at Citibank, that the kind of massive operations they have, right? So day in, day out, he is like high pressure job that he does on production support, because every issue there's millions and millions of dollars at stake. So he's very talented and very uh, committed to his work. So awesome. Thank you, Nabi. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Pawan?
Hi all. I have 15+ years of experience in IT. I have known Harun for more than 10+ years now. I worked mostly on the ERP side. Looking forward to work with you all. Thanks.
Okay. Nice. All right. Ishrat, you want to introduce?
Yeah, hello, I'm Ishrat. I finished my graduation and I'm working in a company as customer support. And I'm also helping Harun right here.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Okay. So let's get started. So we wanted to, before we get into the training session, have you guys looked at the curriculum? Anyways, I mentioned in the curriculum that there will be some additions or modifications as we go along. That's the rough draft I had earlier that I shared. So what do you, have you guys looked at it, and what do you think? Do you have any feedback or any questions or any concerns? Okay. So basically how the training is, it will be kind of mostly on the Databricks, not mostly. Majority of it on the Databricks platform, where you explore the data engineering concepts as such, with the Databricks. And then you allow 50%, and another 50% we will be doing, touching upon the breadth of the data engineering tools, platforms like you do AWS, Azure, Synapse, or a Data Factory, then Snowflake, and then Airflow, Apache Airflow, and then Kafka. Then we will see some of the governance tools like Unity Catalog or Collibra, one of those, whatever is needed in demand, kind of a thing. So this curriculum has been taken based on the job descriptions we see on the LinkedIn or anywhere postings. So what a data engineering profile looks like. Of course, many of the profiles talk about having everything under the sun, but practically it is not possible. AWS has about 250 plus tools, Azure at 200, and GCP about 200. So it's more than 650 plus services, tools, platforms, whatever you have on just these three cloud platforms. Apart from, you have another things like Snowflake, things like Kafka, things like Airflow. So these are all outside of this ecosystem. But within these three ecosystems, you have 650 plus services, right? So it's humanly impossible to know, let alone have expertise, to know what those services are and how you use it, what you use it. So basically, how you approach is that you look, there are two things. One, you look at what is the most widely needed in the market, the tools, or you look at based on your use case. What is my use case and what are the available tools and platforms, right? So let me, okay, first we'll start with our introduction thing here. Where is this? Just 1 second. I'm sharing my screen. Okay. So we looked at this, right? So what we are talking about in the data engineering, introduction to data engineering, we have the Databricks, evolution and concepts, major tools, technologies. Then we talk about the cloud platforms, AWS, Azure, and GCP at a high level. As I said, there are about 650 plus tools. So we'll be talking about what these cloud platforms are, what they do, what are the major tools. And then I guess some of you already have knowledge and experience. So I would invite you to share your experience or your knowledge on any of these things that you already have expertise, have knowledge on, have experience with. That way, it gives you confidence of to strengthen the knowledge that you have, and you can share your knowledge as well. Like we will invite all of you guys to do some demos during the session and some assignments as well. We talk about various file structures. What are the different file formats that are commonly used in the data engineering? So it's a data storage warehousing. It's basically, it can be a data processing platforms. So if you go to AWS, you have Redshift, Azure Synapse, and Snowflake. Snowflake itself it started as a data warehouse. It started as on cloud, but it evolved into the data processing and data analytics platform, and then getting into AI as well. It's evolved into that, right? So these are the things that we will look at exploring. And of course, on the Databricks PySpark, we will use Python and Spark for processing. Spark on Python, you can use Spark on Java or Python or and Scala, 4 languages it supports. We use Python because it is widely used in all of the AI and data engineering world. We do some streaming, how streaming works in the Databricks world, and how we can stream using from the external streaming sources like Kafka or Azure Event Hubs that we will use, and then how PySpark can use in any of the platforms. What is a Delta Lake house? There is a data lake on Azure, data lake on AWS. You have Delta Lake on Databricks platform. How is Apache Spark actually works internally? Spark internals. So this is more deep under the hood. What is happening in the Apache Spark? How it process the parallel or distributed computing or distributed processing that we call. So we talk about all of this architecture under the hood, what is happening, how the process actually happens. So we'll talk about jobs and workflows with Databricks. And then we also talk about Apache Airflow, how to use Airflow to orchestrate, the jobs and dependencies. Then we talk about data governance, either Unity Catalog or Colibra. And then we will talk about the certifications, specifically Databricks certifications. So these are the outline of some topics that we will be talking about, right? So any questions on this? Guys, please speak out.
No, no.
Okay, nice. Ramya, Narasimha.
No,
No questions.
Hey, Anshu.
Hey, hi, Harun. I will be probably dropping off in some time and rejoin.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Anshu, can you just introduce yourself to the team? So Anshu is already doing GenAI with us. So she wants to also do the data engineering foundation. So Anshu, quickly, if you want to introduce yourself to the team here.
Sure. I'm Anshu. I have approximately 12 to 13 years of experience in Java. I am a lead developer. I wanted to explore data engineering as my career. So that's why I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you, Anshu. So Anshu was a lead developer, team lead. She worked at Costco Wholesale as a lead for quite a few years. And she is now exploring to get into the data engineering and specifically the GenAI world. So she's part of our GenAI bootcamp. She's learning, and she also wanted to be part of the data engineering with us. Awesome. Thank you, Anshu. So these are all the major platforms that we will be exploring. So how do we take it? So each session, I have a kind of a lesson plan, but again, this is at the high level. So there are we plan for 6 weeks, which is about 12 sessions. But then we have based on how it goes, how the progress, right? So I want you guys to feel comfortable. I don't want to teach 50 concepts that you're not happy or comfortable about, rather 20 concepts which you are happy and comfortable about. That gives you confidence to explore on your own, right? So it currently comes to 14 sessions. So it will be like almost 7 weeks. And then we will see how it goes. We want to reduce or add more sessions, or we don't need so many sessions. So it's just detailed thing I'm working on based on. So every batch, every team is different. And within this batch also, I see like there is a diverse community, right? Some of you have no experience or fresh from the masters. Some of you have little experience, about 6 months to a year. Some of you have 15 plus 18 years. Some of you have 18 years, 12 years, 15 years kind of experience, and 5 years. And people from a non-computer background, right? So when we are coming together to learn something as a team, we have to make sure everybody is comfortable. So based on that, as we go, we make changes, we add, we remove more complex things, right? And then leave for people who have more experience to explore. That's the first thing. The second thing we do in our training is we let people share their experiences, their knowledge. It can be the use cases from their work. We don't want to share any internal knowledge. We just want to share about what kind of environment, what kind of business problems they are solving, not giving any internal data or company data or the restricted data, private data. Just talk about business problems that they are solving, what is the platforms they are using, tools they are using, that kind of high level knowledge that they can share, what's happening in the industry, what is the mostly used language, platform, tool kind of a thing that would help others. So we would invite you guys to do some demos in the training, and then we'll also invite some people outside this group who will come in as guests, and then talk about their experiences, their use cases that they are working on, that kind of a thing. So that's what we will be doing. That will help you guys to that give you more confidence that what we are learning here is indeed what's happening in the industry. So we don't want to have that gap, like, our doubts in the mind saying that, hey, we are learning something, but is it relevant in the industry, right? So we don't want that kind of doubts. And also we want to have as much knowledge, experience from people, for us to discuss and understand. Right? How does that sound?
Sounds good, Harun. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So based on that, so we will be having, we'll fill up the topics. We'll be having some collaterals where we will share, some screenshots of how to do a account setup for these things. So when you want to do a Databricks, obviously there is a account setup that you need to do. Okay. So Databricks comes with two different kinds of setup, right? So one is the community edition, which is free to explore. The second one is the paid version, though on your personal account. So we will do our basics, practice, everything on the community edition that is free. There are some use cases which we cannot execute on community edition that we will be using the paid version. So one or two use cases. You can also create that, but it maybe $20 to $30. It would come your usage if you want to practice just a couple of use cases on the paid versions. We don't want to do a lot on that version. For the Databricks, one is integration with Azure Event Hubs for the streaming use case that you need, and the other one is the Delta Live Tables if you want to do a small use case kind of a thing. But you don't need to extensively practice those, but it's good to have an understanding. We will see how we can get a Kafka use case with this, with the streaming thing. And other than that, so when you are actually doing on the cloud, so you have to anyway set up your account in each of these clouds, AWS and Azure and Snowflake, right? So these three. We will explore and see which one has community edition. At least Snowflake has something, a trial, right? So it'll get 30 days trial. So what we will do when we get to that point, we will give you a document or walk through how to create a free account so that you can start that, and then within the trial period you can do whatever, learn and practice that, so that you don't have to upgrade it to paid version kind of a thing. AWS and Azure are free to create the accounts. I think they will have some free space that is available. But again, if you want to use any of the services like Redshift or Synapse, there might be some charges, again, based on the practice. So we will see as much as possible to do and learn and share and practice on the community edition or the free versions. But if needed, I would say at least all through the training, at least $50 to $60 you might have to put for some practice. Now, as a practitioner, I kind of do work on all of these, create use cases, prepare content for this, and so monthly I get a bill of about $100 to $200 because I keep exploring things and running things, but you may not need all of that. So we'll try to keep it as close to the community editions or the free versions as possible, right? So and then we will also have some assignments that Pawan will be helping us, hands-on lab or assignment. So we'll have to take kind of things, right? So we cannot do everything hands-on in the session because that would take most of our time. Then we will not have enough time left for learning. So what we focus on learning here, of course, I will show you the demo, walk through the demo, what's happening line by line. I will share the notebooks or the code with you, which you can directly import and run on your environments, and then use that to create your own practice notebooks and assignments, kind of a thing. All the collaterals will be shared, notebooks will be shared, videos, recordings will be shared, and assignments will be shared, and resources that are needed for the assignments will also be shared. Right? So we will help you in every aspect of it from our end. Now, what I need from you guys, the commitment, right? So there are two things. Irrespective of how much effort I put to get you learn, just attending the session. If you don't attend the session, there's no point. I mean, there's nothing else to discuss, right? So like, if you're not regular and attending all the sessions, or making up if you miss one of the session with the recordings and all. But just attending the sessions will not take you much further. Okay. You need to at least spend 10 hours per week. Okay. That's 2 hours per day on practicing. Practice. Get your own use cases, change few things, change the input sources, change the processing, change the transformations, come up with use cases. There are a lot of problems on the internet, resources that you can use, but practice. So hard work and practice, these are the two very important things. Without this, we cannot achieve what we have set out to. So that I would need the commitment from you guys, that you attend all the sessions, ask questions, be attentive, be collaborative, discuss. If you have any questions, concerns, talk, and then go back and practice. Have assignments. If there are assignments, submit the assignments, work on those. Okay. So these are the two things that I need from you guys. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I know the first session is kind of more, it might be a little boring, but this is very important to set the context of how we will be progressing. What is our end goal? Okay. Now we are talking about what we are going to learn, how we are going to learn. So what is the end goal? Guys, what is the end goal? Why are we here?
To learn data engineering and to get a job.
Yes, to get a job. Learn is okay. Learn is the method we are taking, the approach we are taking to get to a job, right? So our goal is to get a job in the data engineering.
Yeah.
We are all on the same page, agree, Ramya?
Yes.
Okay. So that's our goal. Now to get to that goal, what we'll do, we will learn, we will practice, we will work on our resumes, we'll work on what we need to put on the projects on the resumes. We will work on how to prepare for the interviews, how confidently we should answer, right? The role play, that we have to convince ourselves that yes, I am a data engineer, and yes, I have very good experience in the data engineering. Yes, I can solve business problems. I have solved business problems using the data engineering tools. My skill set is this. I'm very strong in this, and I have knowledge in these tools. I can explore and get any of the tools that are needed to solve the problem onto the table. That's what we need to be preparing for. Prepare for certifications that will help, some credibility to what we are talking about. And then when we are in the interviews, what kind of questions and how do we answer those questions? When you answer the interview questions, it should be as if you have to put a lot of terminology from the data engineering. Okay. Talk about cloud platforms, talk about distributed processing, talk about tools, talk about problems, talk about how the data engineering scenario has changed, how you're solving the problems, what was the issue, how many resources you needed, how much cost it was, How did you solve the problem? So you have to focus on the real-time scenario based. Okay, first thing. Then most likely there would be a design question. How would you solve this particular scenario or a business problem? So you have to be prepared for that. Okay. Now, having said that, let me share you a job description that I am going to take up from Monday. Okay, so it's a data architect role that I will be taking up with some with a client. But let me open that. Just give me a minute. I'm sharing the screen. Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
So this is the data and AI architect role. Okay. So this is kind of a level, more experienced kind of a thing. But there will be a toned down version of the same for data engineering kind of a thing. So I just wanted to see how are we doing with the actual market requirement and with our training. So we all know some of them are like they'll ask for everything, whatever is there. It doesn't make sense. AWS, Azure, and GCP, cloud technologies. Then you have Databricks and Snowflake. So we are doing Databricks. We will be touching Snowflake. We'll be doing Azure, AWS, and Azure. Okay. GenAI is a separate part. It's kind of both together here. Architect implement modern data platforms using cloud technologies such as you need to have one of these, or mostly if you say have both AWS and Azure, that should be good. GCP is this, at least in my I haven't got much exposure to or requirement to work on the GCP kind of a thing. But when you do Databricks, right? So Databricks as such or Snowflake can work on any of these three clouds basically. So they are not a separate, basically they are platforms, but underlying cloud infrastructure is any one of these three, cloud platform providers. So obviously we have only three major cloud platform providers, AWS, Azure, and GCP we will discuss about. So the underlying storage and processing will be provided by these three. We can choose any one of these three kind of a thing. Design. So Databricks and Snowflake, we are talking about. Design, deploy AI, GenAI solutions, learning models. This is different. Data governance and quality. So data governance, we will be talking about as part of Unity Catalog frameworks in the Databricks. Again, Databricks and Snowflake. So GDPR and CCPA, we will touch about. These are regulatory compliance things. These are small concepts. How businesses should address these regulatory requirements using these tools, how these tools help businesses to address these regulatory requirements. I think Nabi should be well aware of this. This is mostly very critical for financial and healthcare industries. Client engagement, delivery, all of this is okay. Again, so they talk about cloud platforms, Databricks, Snowflake, here, and team leadership development. So you can have hands-on experience on AWS, Azure, GCP, data storage, compute, and analytics. That's what we will be talking about. Data platforms, Databricks and Snowflake, ETL and ELT. So it's kind of how the ETL and ELT works, how we are going to use these tools for the ETL kind of a thing. Forget about AI, Gen AI. So we have in this Hugging Face, LLMs, GPT, Gemini, and all of those. So that is the part of Gen AI and AI. Proficiency in SQL, Python. That's what I was saying. Basic is Python and SQL, prerequisite basically, but not at the level of you're not doing a what you call PL SQL programming using SQL. So you don't write thousands of lines of SQL, complex SQL, and you are not doing Python to create applications, Python application or Python APIs, generating here. They will be used. At least medium proficiency is good enough. Spark, we will learn what is Apache Spark, how does it work, how does it do distributed computing, parallel processing, and all of that, right? Yeah, familiarity with tools. Again, see here we have Airflow and Kafka. So that's what we are doing. DBT is one of those, but as I said, we will see based on how it goes. So this is all they asked for. So what do you think? Are we in line with what we are set out to learn, with what is the market requirement?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the exact role I am starting from Monday. Okay, data and AI architect with this company. And I will be actually doing all of these things hands-on starting Monday in my work. Okay. Now, the next thing is the timeline. So, right? All your wishes without a timeline is just a wish, right? So you have to have a timeline. I set out to learn this. I set out my goal, but where is the timeline? All your goals without timelines are just wishes. I wish to do this. I wish to get a job, but when? Normally, if you have seen in the US market, only the first 2 quarters are very fruitful in terms of opportunities. Even in the first 2 quarters, the first month, January, is almost, people are coming out of vacations, have to figure out budgets, have to figure out projects, have to figure out requirements, resources, what we need, what we want to do. Initially, it was all done during the last quarter, and by January, everybody was ready to get started on the things needed for next year. But for the last few years, maybe last couple of years, it has been very disruptive, especially with the data engineering and AI things coming in, AI adoption, things happening in the AI world, Gen AI. So people are a little bit conservative, or not sure about how to progress. So first month is almost January is part of that. So we have 5 months left, right? So that's what we should aim for, to get into a job in the next 5 months. So let's put aside 2 months for learning. Okay. And then you have 3 months. So when you're learning, you're also practicing, you are getting ready. So the next 3 months you have to get into the market, attend interviews, practice, resumes, networking with people, figuring out, looking for opportunities, be confident, attend interviews, and get into some position. The taking a first position, first job is very important, irrespective of how much you are getting paid, what kind of work it will be. You may not know all of that, but you should be confident enough to pick up and on the job and learn and do the job, right? So for the first job, you have to be ready to get into the market by 1st of April, or maybe in the March itself, towards the last week of March, or second half of the March. we should get started. So February we'll put complete for learning, and starting March we will parallelly start working on our resumes, on our projects, preparations, and all of that. So it will take some time for you guys to get work on those things. But I'm not saying you don't do right now. You can also start right now as well. But that's how we do it. That's the plan, at least. But see, I'm not going to do anything. I'm only going to guide you. Okay. At any point, don't depend on me. I am here to help facilitate, help you learn. Okay. I want you guys I want to empower you. Okay. I don't want you to be dependent on me that I will do something and I will get you a job. That's not going to happen. Nobody will give you a job guarantee anywhere. But I'm going to empower you so that you are confident enough to get into the market and work. That will help you, right? So even if somebody gives you something on the table, gives you, you have to always teach how to fish. You should not go and give fish to somebody who's hungry. If you give them fish, they will eat it. And when they are hungry, then again, who will give them fish? Instead, if you teach them how to fish, so whenever they're hungry, they keep fishing, they can get fish. So I believe in empowering you, to get into the market, to face, get interviews. So one of the what you call probability, or you can call my thought process is, let's say if you apply for 100 jobs, okay, just for an example's sake, if you say 20% rate of getting a call or screening or approval, right? So you will get at least 20. So out of 20, if you get interviews, first round, second round of at least, you clear 5. And out of the 5, you can at least clear 1. You only need 1 job, right? We don't need 100, we don't need 20. So even if you get 20 screenings, you get 5 interviews, you can click 1 job. So all we need is 1 job, right? So that's how we should think about and proceed. Okay, that was all, the background to start with, to get into this training stuff. So what do you guys think? Now I need your feedback, approach. Are you committed? Is it good, or do you want to have a separate plan? Do you have any other ideas for this approach?
So, Harun, meanwhile, do we need to set up the LinkedIn profile?
No, let's not set up the LinkedIn profile yet. That's what I said. We'll wait for, based on our learning, what we need to put on the profile.
Okay.
Okay. So that is individual case-to-case basis. I will work with you guys to see what experience you can project on the LinkedIn, and basically what is relevant and what is not relevant, that we can discuss.
Okay.
Yeah. Rahul?
Yeah, everything seems so good. I don't it seems like good plan. Can able to work on.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, good. Narasimha, is it a good plan?
Yeah, everything is good. Yes.
Nabi, I think Anshu is also in the same plan. But for Nabi, it's a bit different because he's already in the city working. So maybe, Nabi, I think you're looking for opportunities internally, right?
Yeah.
To move within the city.
Within the
Yeah.
city.
So I think, for you, it's kind of a different plan, but still, how I would see is to look at same thing, but internal opportunities. So you already know people, you already have networking inside your company. All you need to convince them is to give you an opportunity that, hey, these are all the new skill set I have now. Given an opportunity, I can prove myself. right? So that's, we need to work internally with the team, within your network. I think you have very good network internally, so I think it shouldn't be a problem. The only thing is the approach when you have such positions opening up. So how do you take that approach?
Yep.
Awesome. All right. Awesome, guys. So that's to get started. Now I have a document I will be sharing again. Let me check if it is already put here. I have to actually organize all of these. So I have a data engineering plan here, and let the community. So how to set up data community edition? Okay. One second. Okay, this is here. Let me add. So you guys share all your emails, or if you have already filled up the registration form for data engineering, Ishrat will give you access to all of these documents here in the data engineering training folder, where we will be sharing all the documents, collaterals like PDFs or the assignments or everything, or the notebooks here. With create a running document, and we'll share within that. So just make sure you have given all your email IDs to Ishrat. Okay, so Ishrat, please check if you have from all of them. We don't need to. Yeah, we can share all of them. Okay. So this is the. Okay. Sure. Okay, so here you can see this is the document Pawan has helped us create. He has created to set up the Databricks Community Edition. Okay, so you can go and create, give your email, and follow these steps to get the community edition. Here you get a code, put in the code, sign in. So you can go and sign in. So you will get this kind of page. Okay. So once we get started with this, we will get the Databricks Community Edition, and then we will get. I am having trouble with my existing one. Maybe I need to create new one. But Pawan, do you have already? Have you created?
Sorry, Harun. Can you repeat that?
Have you created the Community Edition? Do you have access?
Yeah, yesterday I created one with a new email ID.
Okay. Will you be able to log in and share? I'm not able to log in with one. I have to create new one, or we can create new one. But I need
Yeah,
to
we
have.
can we can create new one right now. I think it won't take much time. It hardly takes a
Okay.
minute.
Okay. Let's see. Let's ask Ramya. Ramya, you want to share and follow this document and create Databricks Community Edition. Everybody here can follow. One of you can
Yeah,
share
sure.
and the rest of you can follow. You have this access to this document, or for now, I will attach this in the WhatsApp group. You can download and then use this. But going forward, yes, we will organize, we'll give you access to that shared drive. So everything will be there. For now, let me put it here. Okay. Yeah, I have added it to the, I have sent it to the WhatsApp group. Maybe I can add here as well, right? No, I had a file here.
Can you send it in the chat, Harun?
Here? Okay, 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've attached it here. When you are opening your email, you can stop sharing. But otherwise, you can, for initial steps, you can share your screen. But for
Yeah,
the
let me
email,
share it.
I'll share it. Yeah. Are you sharing, Ramya?
No, I'm unable to share it, Harun. I'm just looking into it.
Oh, okay, let me add
Because
it
of
as.
system preferences, it is asking me to reopen the tab.
Or I can ask anyone other also if you want, to
Yeah,
take time. Okay.
yeah, it is
Yeah.
taking time.
Yeah, you want me, if I want somebody else to share?
Yep.
Okay. Narasimha, Rahul, one of you.
Yeah, I have just created the account right now.
Oh, you already created?
Yeah.
Fast.
Sorry.
That's okay. What do you want? Let's say Raju already has either Nabi or Narasimha.
Even I have the account. I have already
Oh,
created the
you
account.
also.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice. Okay, who doesn't have the account?
Yeah, I don't have account, I think so. Let me
Okay,
check.
yeah, you can
Yeah.
share Navi, or you can share and start creating the account.
Mhm. It's all right.
Yeah. Open in a what you call
Oh, okay.
private window or incognito window. It will be easier.
Okay. Right. 1 second. Give me 1 second. I will show right.
Yeah, no worries. Pawan will guide you.
Copy this. Okay. See email, right? Continue with email. Okay.
You can go to Gmail and copy that.
That's it. Okay, again, page. Eight. Okay. So this puzzle, so we know you are able
Yeah, just click on start puzzle.
rotate the object with the direction of the hand.
Just click on the the right
This
side
one?
arrow. Right
Okay.
side arrow. No,
Okay, right side. Okay.
twice. Yeah, once more. Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. Click on submit.
Okay, submit.
Yeah, you must have received a confirmation email.
Okay. Yes.
Welcome to Databricks.
Yeah, I have received.
Yeah, from now onwards, whenever you log in, it will send you a OTP or verification code. So just click on continue with email.
Yeah, okay.
Enter the verification code. You are good to log in.
Okay, I got that.
Yeah.
Okay, this one. Okay.
Great. 1 second. I'm also trying to create a new one.
Okay.
Parallelly. Okay. All right. Looks great. Thank you, Pawan. Thank you, Nabigaru. Let me get back to this. So everybody are able to do this, right? So you can just follow that and then get this. Okay. So this is the Databricks community edition. Okay. So upgrade for unlimited clusters and collaboration features that we will do when we need for any particular use case. But what we have here is a import and transform data where we want to create tables, create notebook where we can create new code to create the notebooks. So on the left side, you have few things here. If you see, you have workspace, catalog, workflows, compute. Okay, so only this part. Even in that, you cannot access workflows. So you have to upgrade Databricks subscription. Compute, you can access. Compute is basically like these are machines. So if any code you write to process that, it needs machines, right? So for that machine, you have to create a cluster. A cluster is basically like a group of machines that you need to process your job. So for that, you come here and you can create a compute, which it will give you some options, you know, how to create all of these. What is the runtime environment you have? Spark. You don't have to give any of this part. Let me hide this control. Okay. All you have to choose is this. Which version of Spark, which version of Scala. It's kind of, you don't have to dig deeper into what all of these until we come to the part where we will learn about Spark, Scala, and all of that LTS. So you can take any default like this. It's free 15 GB memory you have. Okay. And you can do environment variables, it will automatically, you just say create compute. So it will take some time to create compute because it's free. It has to get you some machines on the group and then create some machines. So it will take some time to create that. And here you can see some of the tabs here. So when you run any jobs, you can look at, if you want, the event log, Spark UI. If you have any clusters, what are the jobs all run, driver logs, master, and all of this. Anything about, it's kind of a monitoring you can see about your cluster. And it will have some default time like 15-20 minutes, and after that it will terminate. So once it terminates, you have to again go back and create every time new compute. It will not persist because it's a community edition. However, if you go to the standard or paid version like this, so this is my paid version. Once you log in, you will see more features. You see here on the left hand tab, in the paid version, we are only seeing this, and also workflows is not working. But here you can see all of these, catalog, workflows, compute. If you go, it see there is already some cluster that I have created. I can just start it, but the cluster is already available in there. Okay. Then we will talk about what is the all-purpose cluster, job cluster, all of those. And these are for AI, vector searches for AI, SQL warehouses and all. So from here, you can also open a SQL editor. So many of you who have worked with databases, it's just like a client where you can access your tables and write your SQLs here and see the results. And then you can see your catalog. This is your catalog. You can see database, you can see schema, and in that you can see tables. Okay, these are all the tables. You can also go here in the catalog and browse through the same things, the database, schema, tables, and then you click on table. I don't have this started, but once you start the cluster, you can see the sample data here for this, and permissions, history, lineage, all of these things here. So I will go through in detail all of this. I'm just showing you the environment here right now. Okay. Then, as I said, in the paid version, you also have like queries, dashboards, Gini, alerts, SQL warehouses, Delta live tables. So this is one of the use cases we will be doing where we would need the paid version, Delta live tables and streaming from Azure Event Hubs. Those two use cases we would need paid versions. Then experiments, features, models, serving, these are all the for machine learning, ML or AI, Gen AI kind of a thing that is available in paid version. Now, if you go to community version, so what you can do, you can create compute. Okay. You can have workspaces here. So this is so you can create a workspace for you to work. So this is the workspace here. In this workspace, users, this will be your user. So you can keep creating your own folders under this or under the workspace. Shared users. This folder is empty. So this is the folder. Or you can go here and then create a folder. Data engineering. Create a folder. So you will get folder here. Now in this, you can go say create a notebook. Okay. Or you can import a notebook. Move, rename is same thing. So the most important part right now for us is to create a notebook or to import a notebook. So you can go here, create notebook. So this is how your notebook will be. It's just like a program, a script where you can add all your code and execute. So you can rename your notebook, anything here. So see here, so basically it's a Python notebook. So as I said, Databricks will support 4 languages. You can write a Python, you can write SQL here, you can write Scala here, you can write R. I don't know why he's not put Java in this, but that is also available. Each cell, again, you can mix and match. These are called cells, right? This is one cell. So if you want to add another cell, you can hover, it says plus code. You can do another cell here. Or plus text, you can write text here. Okay. And this is a side menu, as you know, catalog, workspace, table of contents, and all of that. Here you can go add cell above, below, format, collapse, hide result, copy link, export cell, and all of that. Okay. So here, first I can write a Python code. I can just say print first program. You have to connect your cluster before you run your notebook. So if your cluster is available, you take this cluster, attach it, and then run this. Okay, so you get the output here. Similar thing, you can say code. You can write %SQL here. Immediately this will change to SQL. So it will identify that this particular cell you are writing a SQL, not Python. So you can mix and match kind of things. You can have one cell as Python, one cell as SQL. You can keep changing between these two. So we will be using mostly these two here. So if I go here, code, and from here, I can choose SQL. Okay. So you can write any SQL and access any tables if you have here. So since you don't have tables here yet, we have not created, so you can't see anything here. So let me go back here in the catalog. And then I say create table. Okay. So this will give you upload file. Okay. Or S3, create table with UI. AWS keys to create a table. Please create the table in a notebook. Okay. Create table with UI. If you have files in S3, you can access those and then you can choose your thing and S3 bucket name. So you can go look at it since we have not done our S3 bucket yet. So I will just come back here. DBFS file store tables. So this is storage where you are adding your data, uploading your files into this Databricks environment. Okay, those files will be available in the storage, temporary storage. So here you go and say select, or you can, so let me say here tables. I will say training is the folder, and then I can drag and drop files here. So if we see if I have any CSV file, let me. Am I sharing my screen?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not able to see this. Okay, since I have those floating controls gone, right? Okay. This floating control. Okay. What's happening? Where is this gone? Okay, that's fine. Let me here. Well, CSV file for validation. Okay. Do you have sample CSV files? Customers 100 CSV. Okay. Now I have a CSV file. I want to go and upload this here. Okay. Now this is done. I can go create table with UI, or just remember this is the file, and then I will say create table in notebook. So it will automatically generate a script. Okay. Now I will use this cluster. Don't worry about all of this. We will be doing this in the coming sessions. For now, understand we are using that customers 100 CSV where we have uploaded that file. We are reading that file. Okay. Format is CSV. We know that is a CSV file. We are reading that. Infer schema, header, separator, we'll talk about. Temporary table name. We have given this table name here. Okay. And then okay, so let's run line by line. Okay, I have first run the first part. I am reading the file and I'm saying display. So look at this notebook. In the display, so the notebook will show you the data from the CSV file. Okay, since there are no headers in the file, there are no column. So yeah, sorry, here. This is the first row as a column, right? First row is header. So I will just make this. I don't want C1, C2. I'm telling it the first row has the header column names. Okay, so now I run this file. So it will tell you what are the column names and the data in the file. It will show you here. Now, this is how you in one line of code, just spark.read, you have read the file and displayed the entire data. So these are just options that you have to provide to read the file. Now, when compare with writing in Java code, where you have to have so much of boilerplate, you could create a class, you have to create a package, you have to create methods, you have to create some connector to read the file, parse through the file, and all of that. Everything is just in one function, spark.read. That's it. And then you give the path and some options, it will automatically read. Okay. Now, I will just create a copy of this, duplicate here, so that we don't have to go back and forth. Go to catalog, and then there is a default here, right? There are no tables. Okay. So now I will go. What is this data frame? DF. DF dot write. Okay. So here I used spark.read. Here I am saying data frame. Write this data frame into a permanent table called customers underscore 100 CSV. Save as table. Okay. Let me run this. Column names of your schema. Where do I have that? Okay, we have to first check that, we will see. But for now, let's remove that column names. If the schema is doing that, we'll just use some C4, C5 schema names and try to write those. So you can create your own schema and then try to enforce that schema, column names, do transformations. So all of that I will do later. As we progress, tomorrow we'll start how to in detail what is the file, what is the batch process, how do we process that, and what are the options and all of that. So it has written that all of that data into the table. Okay, so we can go here, say catalog, and then see there is a table created. Okay, now if I open that table, refresh, so you can see the schema here. I didn't use the column names because it has some invalid characters. We need to process that, but there is a sample data. So basically, now your data from the file on your drive automatically is uploaded into the Databricks table. Okay, so you are able to do all of this with 2 lines of code. The first line is, see, remember, we have not run any of those. It might look we have done so many of things here. All of this is just one line, spark.read. Okay. And these are all options that we are giving. What are the options? We are just telling it, read the file. Location is this, the file is here. Separator is comma. Header, true or false. You check what is the schema. So these are all options, option, load that you are passing to this, and format is CSV, and the file location is this. But actually, if you see, this is all one line of code. Just in one line, you are reading the data from the file and you are able to display the data here in one line. This is basically the second line we executed. Whatever you have read, this df is what? Your data frame. That is what you are displaying here, df. So whatever there is data in this data frame called df, write that data with the format of delta. We'll talk about whatever it is. It's a format. df.write delta. Write to where, which table? This is the table name. So only one line to read the data from file into the memory. One line to write the data from memory to the table. That's it. In just 2 lines, we were able to ingest, move the data from a file into a database table. That's the power of Databricks, Apache Spark programming. How do you feel about it? Isn't it amazing? Think about people who have worked in Java doing the same thing. How much kind of, so nothing to belittle Java or anything. It's awesome language, but look at how concise and how easy it is, how quick it is to move the data. Okay, so I'm not using this. I don't want to confuse all of this. Let me remove this. I'll remove this. Okay, so now you see there are only 2 cells. In that, there is only one line of code here and one line of code here. These are all the jobs that were run to write. Okay. Now, what do you think about this, guys?
And the
Are you able to
jobs,
relate?
what are the jobs you're talking about? Is for
No, those are internal. We will talk about it. These are all Spark internals. When you run this job, cluster has to execute something, right? To read the file, to write the data. Those are those jobs that are run to get your data into the table. But all you are writing is only one line of code. This is the output. Okay. So it's just showing in the monitor how many jobs were run in the background in behind to move this data from the memory into the table. Okay.
Okay.
So here also there are jobs.
Okay.
Triggered.
The real-time scenario. Okay.
Yeah, I'll
the
come
real-time
to
scenario.
These jobs are, in the background, these are triggered to read the data from the file into the memory. So this is the data frame, PySpark SQL data frame. It will give you the columns, just C0 to C11 I have named right now. So the columns here, and it will show the data. So basically you are writing one line to read and one line to write. Okay, now go ahead, your question, Nabi.
Yeah, so these automatic jobs, they would run these Spark jobs.
Yeah, it will. Why will not? See, that's what we have here, right? Workflows. You write this notebook, create a job, put this notebook in the job, and then schedule it in the workflows. They keep running.
Okay.
Okay, so here. See here, there's a sample job. If you go here, it will give you all the runs that was done on December 8, December 9, December 10, whether it was successful, failure, which environment, job details, when it was run, how many tables it has updated, what is the trigger time when it started, what compute it has used, which machines it has used to run, job parameters, notifications on failure, who to send, permissions, everything will be there. Okay. If you go to tasks, it will show you here. See here tasks. Basically, it will show you. You can see dependency. Task 1. What is the task? There is a task 2. There's a job. Task 3 and 4. Task 3 is dependent on task 1 and task 2. Task 4 is only dependent on task 2. So you can do all of those dependencies in the workflow and you can schedule this and run. So if you go to task 1, it will tell you it is a task 1 is a notebook. What is the notebook? It's the same notebook that we are now creating. This notebook. You can attach this here. So it will run this notebook. Where is the notebook? It will show you the path. If you want to go, it will show you which notebook we are talking about to run in the task. Okay, so this is the notebook. It will run there. So this we will come, as I said, let's not jump ahead. Let's not overwhelm people in the first session, but definitely we will come there. How, where that is, if you go here, oh, this one. Okay, let's do this. So when we're talking about all of that you're talking about, either you can do with Airflow or you see here jobs and workflows. This is what we do. We create job and task, compute resources, monitoring, scheduling, triggering, cron syntax, right? So all of this you can schedule and run the jobs in production. See, whatever you are doing, we are taking building blocks approach. This is the lowest level of the building block. Now this will ultimately go into your production job as part of one task, whatever you do in the notebooks. Okay, all right. So we are 6 minutes over. I just wanted to give you an overview of what data engineering, how we get started. So tomorrow we'll touch upon a little bit on the ETL concepts, and then we will jump into this Databricks notebook. Since now you have the environment, we will start with the Databricks environment. How do we do ETL? How we create clusters? What is a cluster? What is a notebook? How do we do batch processing? What is ETL and all of that? Slowly. Okay. Any questions in today's session? I know most of it we talked about introduction, basics, our preparation into the program. And then we have created the environment. We will get started into the program tomorrow. Any questions, comments before we wrap up?
Yeah, no questions from my side. Yeah, good.
Okay. All good?
Good from my
Everyone?
side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Yes.
Ramya, Rahul?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. Tomorrow we'll meet same time, but then we will discuss about any alternate times since some of the people here want have some some other pressing issues or priorities. So we may we'll see how if we can have any other alternative timings for us going forward. But tomorrow we'll meet the same time. And meanwhile, we can talk about, I'll suggest some alternative times, maybe in the evenings, and see how it goes based on all of your availability. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Please focus on the goal and the timelines. Okay? Thank you. I will upload the recording. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Harun. Yeah, bye.